All right, good morning, everybody. Looks like we are still stuck inside of yesterday's value as long as we protect that 588 and we are below 620. If it's above 620, we're looking for 632 and 655. Those are the extension levels and the overnight high. If we stay below 588, we are looking for 75 is a key level, the overnight low and the low, couple of lower days, like 3 lower days back to back. But then lower than that, we have the retrace back down to 38 and then back down to 26. So I might raise this up here. It's a little low. Let's say 75 and then we'll use that 38 level. Be a little bit more realistic there. So yesterday you could say was a look above and fail. We tried to find higher value. It did not. You came right back down after that ceasefire headline. Did not work out, basically. Israel pretty much said that they were not going to have a ceasefire in Lebanon, which led to the late sell-off into the close. So keep an eye on that rotation as long as we are between yesterday's value high and value low. But if we start breaking out of those levels, we could be one directional. But for now, we are stuck in a bit of a rotation. The day shape is pretty much a D shape. It was kind of leaning towards a lowercase b, but we have been recovering a lot of that sell-off. So now we are just a D shape. Same exact story on NASDAQ here. Above 586, look for 733, 962, a couple of extension levels. Below 378, you can watch all those daily lows, and then also down to 30,000 and 893. I'm going to keep the farther away targets on NASDAQ because the daily lows are very close to that level. So just keep those in mind, but we're going to keep the bigger targets on that one. Okay, a little bit of a weird open here, selling off very quickly on NASDAQ, but you do not have that sell pressure on ES here. It's still climbing after the open. Keep an eye on VWAP if it does continue downward, 471. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Leo, Future, Crown, Luis, Julio, Roman, Morris, Igor, Asparagus, AT, Ike, Greg, eBay, Ollie. Good morning, Aaron, Larry, Scott, Joseph, DMG, Vivian, Typhoon. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Christian, Lumir, Mark, Joan, Adam. Good morning, Wilford, Lulu, Music, Blood. Good morning, Titus, Brent, Tamer, Scott, Hybrid. Good morning, Boat, Channel, and Orion. Appreciate you guys being here. Good morning, everybody. I did put out a short yesterday because I messed up one on Sunday. But then we're back to our normal schedule this week, so I'm putting out a short today, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday as well. So be on the lookout for those. Seeing a decent climb in oil, just back to that kind of daily range high after the headlines about the ceasefire kind of failed. Looks like the semiconductor ETF is gapping up. What's causing that? Looks like Broadcom, Intel, and AMD are pulling back a little bit. Cisco. A lot of smaller companies moving. Here's VWAP on NQ. It's kind of ignoring it for now. If it pulls ES down, watch that 24 and watch VWAP 98 and 96. What to Sam, Sean, Anthony? Yeah, the new widgets are nice. I like the update on Addis so far. Yeah, Sam, as long as I have it before, like, the close of market today, I'm going to be pulling it at close of market. Here's VWAP on ES at 96. So you're breaking VWAP on NASDAQ. Not really seeing a lot of buy support on that VWAP whatsoever. Yeah, they actually have a really good help database on Addis. So if you don't know what any of the new widgets do, if you go to your dashboard and then you go to where is it? If you press the Learn button on the dashboard and then press the what is it called here? Help Center, you can find pretty much all the widgets on there. And it'll explain what they do. They're all pretty straightforward. If you've been watching my other DOM, they're basically doing the same exact thing as the other DOM. It's just broken up into different widgets. So this one is doing the same thing as the liquidity, like the level 1 liquidity. This is just showing the pressure, same as the tape. This is just showing the speed of the tape, same as the yellow. This is just showing the delta, same as this here. And then these are just the orders coming in. I normally don't show the very fast orders because I have it filtered by 25. But this one is only filtered by like 5 contracts. And this one's not filtered at all, so you're seeing like a bunch of bot orders coming in. But yeah, funny enough, it's literally the exact same information I was already showing. It's just broken into multiple widgets. But yeah, if you guys ever don't understand something on Addis, they have a very deep database. You can just go to the Learn section, go to the Help Center, and type in like whatever indicator it is. And pretty much every single indicator has an entry. Yeah, so far I really like them. They're really clean. I know they look a little fancy, but they're super easy to read. And like I was saying, with the new update, none of this stuff is requiring more from my PC. It's actually requiring less. I think I'm down like a gig and a half on RAM from what I was before the update. So they did a lot of optimization stuff over the last few updates. Bouncing off VWAP on ES, here is that prior high. Keep an eye on that overnight high and value high of yesterday. So around 12 and 20 if it tries to continue. Yeah, I'll double check today, but I was at like 2 yesterday, 2 gigabytes. Let me see here. Yeah, it's even lower today. It's 1.7. So before the update, I was around like 3. I think it was like 3.5. It would hover between like 2.8 to like 3.5, I think. And now I'm at like 1.6. Yesterday I was at like 2. So it's almost cut my usage in half, which is kind of crazy. The only thing that's still buggy with the new update is this heat map here. I don't want to press it because it crashes my my platform. I noticed it was working on the afternoon when I was rebuilding my workspace for the afternoon, but I deleted it anyway so it wouldn't crash it. But yeah, hopefully a few more updates will fix that. We need ES and NASDAQ to start following each other. They're kind of doing their own thing. They're starting to follow each other on the buy pressure. Doesn't look too bad. That's cool. I didn't notice it did that. So it tracks how long the divergence is going as well. So like this one has been going for 2 minutes. That's probably my favorite new widget they have, the delta divergence one. That's a really cool one. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do, Flory. I think that's what's causing the crash, is by default it's set to an unlimited refresh rate, which is probably not good. It's in the dashboard. Yeah, the heat map does require level 2, which is why I'm not using it. But you can still see the bubbles. You can read it as a bubble chart if you have level 1. You're basically reading it as like a horizontal time and sales instead of a vertical. Want it, Trevor? So right now we are more so respecting today's profile. We're rotating today. Much wider profile yesterday. So if it wants to rotate yesterday, you have to get a lot more buy pressure here. Yeah, I have been pumping them out. I've actually been thinking about maybe I'm putting out too many. Maybe I'll bring it down to like 3 a week or 2 a week. But for right now, we'll keep the 4 a week. But I might be oversaturating it a little bit. For the shorts, I mean. We have a little bit of data at 10 o'clock today, and that is pretty much it for the calendar. Obviously, could be some headlines, but that's about it. No, I forgot they even had a stock bet. They might have had earnings or something. If I bought a lifetime subscription to Addis, could I get you a discount? I do not have a code currently, but have you gone through my student trial? I think if you go through my student trial, you do get a promotion sometime during that trial for the lifetime or the higher tier ones. That's how they used to do it. I don't know if they still do that. If you haven't done the student trial yet, you can use the link down below to sign up for a like a free trial, and then just let me know whatever email you signed up with, and I'll send it to their team for the student trial. And I think during that trial, they used to send you like a promotion. I think like towards the end of it. But either way, as long as you use that link down below, you're connected to my account basically. Yeah, that's the only promotion I know of right now. They're not doing a like a promo code or anything. I can reach out to them and see if they want to give me like a short time frame promo code, like for like a week or something. Because I was gonna make a new video pretty soon, going over the new widgets and like the new updated stuff. So I'll see if they want to give me a promo code for that video. But that might be in like a week or something if you want to wait for that. It'd most likely be like probably this weekend. And that's even if they do give me a code, right? They might not give me one. They're not really big into promo codes. They only have promo codes typically around like holidays. Like New Year's, Christmas, stuff like that. Black Friday, they do a deal. Yeah, I mostly trade ES. I'm like 80% ES, probably 90% ES. Very rarely I'll trade NASDAQ or oil. It depends on like how clean the pattern is, what's going on. But it's like 90% ES. I use oil and NASDAQ as like correlations to trade ES, basically. Here's that data coming out at 10 o'clock. You have job data coming out. Yeah, if you want to wait, I'll let you know. I'll contact him today, and I'll let him know I'm gonna make a new video this weekend. I'll see if they want to give me a promo code for the video. Here comes that 10 o'clock data. Let's see here. 7.62 million. Wow, big beat. Over 6.87. Massive, massive number there. That is nearly beating by a million. That is one of the biggest readings we have seen in quite a long time. The last like 3 or 4 months, 5 months have all been around like that 6.8 to like 7 million area. This is 7.62 million. That is most likely going to be revised later in the year, but that is pretty big for now. What is the direct reaction on the dollar? The dollar is not reacting that much. You're barely pushing up, and then it's already coming back down a little bit. Very strange. We are not seeing a larger reaction on either the dollar or on equities here. A very small opening today. We only have 6 TPOs. That is about a 10-point range on the open. Yeah, the market is definitely not caring about that headline whatsoever. The proper reaction for a headline like that would be the dollar would be spiking and equities would be going down. It follows that like higher for longer saying, right? The rates remain higher for longer. Basically means the job market is still pretty tight and they are looking for more workers, right? Supposedly, right? The problem with the job openings number is it's been cooked for many years because corporations, they play this game where they post a lot of job openings to make it look like they're growing and they're very strong and they have the money to expand and et cetera, right? But they're not actually looking to hire people for these positions. It basically contradicts the headlines that we've been seeing recently about the massive job cuts with like these giant tech companies cutting 20% or 30% of their workforce, right? Laying off entire departments. But then simultaneously, we see job openings skyrocketing 1 million. So we'd have to break it down into like sectors and see which sectors are really posting the most job gains. But yeah, supposedly this signal would show you that the hiring market is very strong, which I think most people would contradict. Yeah, smoke and mirrors, yeah. So it's saying the largest gains are in healthcare and professional and business services. So not in like tech, obviously, because tech is seeing major layoffs recently. Transportation and warehouse also seeing a notable increase in job openings. Biggest loser would be tech, finance, insurance, stuff like that. So, not completely contradicting itself because it is showing a sector rotation in the job market. According to Zero Hedge, that is the largest beat in history, sigma wise, not number wise. So, outside of its standard deviation, it is a 9 sigma beat, the largest in history. And look at how the market is reacting to it. It basically isn't reacting to it. That just shows you how broken of a market we are currently in. Broken in the sense that it's just not really following all these things that it quote unquote should be following, the correlations, the data. Even the headlines are not going the way that people expect. Yeah, yields are not reacting, and the dollar is barely reacting. It's actually going down a little bit. If this was a completely normal market, the dollar should be shooting up here, and equities should be coming down. And we are quite literally doing the opposite. Stuff like this is why the bears are so hungry. Why the bears are so consistent in pushing their narrative of like this is a bubble and it has to crash and it needs to go down. And it just goes back to what I always say, like it doesn't matter if they're right or not because the market just doesn't give a shit, right? The market is still going up. It doesn't matter how much you think it should be going down. I mean, look at the delta we're getting here. It's still being bought by massive orders on one of the worst numbers we've seen for the equity chart in a while. They simply just do not care. Yeah, exactly, Sean. The market just doesn't care that much about the job openings number, and that's kind of my point. My point is like these data prints that we were so heavily relying on before, the market just shrugs them off. It just doesn't care. If you got a job opening number like that 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we'd be plummeting right now. We are still just in that euphoric stage on the market where it's just buy, 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 buy. Nothing matters. The war headlines don't matter. The data headlines don't matter. You are just not in a shortable market. Like you can short obviously for like day trading. You're just not in a shortable market for the higher time frames. It is just ignoring everything. This is what we would call like a vertical distribution, right? Very common pattern on the daily time frame of the equities charts. Maybe a rug pull preparation. Well, that's what all the bears are saying, right? Hopes and prayers, hopes and prayers. That's their trading strategy. Is the chart telling them that it's going to go down? Nope. Are they hoping it's going to go down? Yep. Are they praying it's going to go down because their bags are underwater? Yep. Hopes and prayers is not a valid trading strategy, and this market is really making people feel that. Yeah, this market is like an 80-20, 70-30 like buy market where you really want to be focusing heavily on being a buyer. You want to be a buyer either on the breakout side, the reversal side, buying VWAP, aka this buy right here, other VWAP buy right there. You want to be buying bullish sweeps. Like you want to just be focusing on being a buyer. That's just the market that we're currently in. Stop shorting all-time highs. Yeah, this helps your P&L a lot. Yep. It's all-time high for a reason, right? Yep, sadly we have to have this conversation pretty much every single day because it's hitting all-time highs every day. And the more it keeps going, the more bearish people are going to get, the more upset they're going to get, the more I have to remind them that this is just the way of the world. This is how the market works, and you just got to respect it. If you don't respect it, you get run over by the train and you lose your ass. Thanks to your rants, I just accepted that the market can run as long as it wants. Exactly, yeah. And that's my point. My point is it doesn't matter if you're right. It matters if you're making money, right? Are you right in your trades? That is our job. We are traders, right? We're not like economics professors, you know what I mean? It's like people get upset when I say that we're in a time of euphoria, because obviously we are not in a time of euphoria if we're talking about everyday life. Like inflation is still really high, gas prices are high, people can't buy homes, like people are struggling, 100% people are struggling. So we're not in like this euphoric time as a day-to-day person. But like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm not talking about everyday people. I'm talking about traders. And we are in an extremely euphoric time for traders. This is what euphoria is. Read basically any trading textbook that talks about the market cycle and going from euphoria to dread. Like, this is pure euphoria, where the market just goes up no matter what. It doesn't matter what you throw at it. It doesn't give a shit. It eats it up. It goes up anyway. And like I said, you guys, not you guys, but like small percentage of viewers, people think that I'm like 100% long and I just need it to go up for my bags. I wish there was a drawdown, guys. I wish this would go down like 20%. I've got plenty of money on the sidelines that I would love to throw into the market. But I don't let that affect my bias. I don't let the thought of me wanting to buy dips affect my bias on the day. And that's something you guys really need to learn as a trader. You need to stop letting outside forces affect your daily logic. Euphoria or bubble, some would say those are interchangeable. Those are the exact same word. Euphoria creates bubbles. Bubbles create euphoria. Sods, you just have to watch my videos, man. That question is not like a one sentence answer. He asked, what signals am I looking for to enter a trade? That's just not a question I can answer, right? There's numerous things I'm looking for, right? I would basically have to explain to you my entire 10 plus year strategy, right? You just have to watch my videos. My playbook videos, my Becoming an Apex Trader series, my order flow videos talk about what I'm looking for on order flow. Volume profile talks about what I'm looking for on volume profile. I can't explain my like 10 years worth of trading in one sentence, unfortunately. Keeping on the 24 EMAs here, we are starting to lose them, possibly rollovers, possibly sweeps, pushing us back into VWAP. Good morning, Scooby. I think the do not care zones are even more important than the entry signals. Yeah, for a lot of people, they need that do not care mentality where they need to stop looking for trades 100% of the time. Look for trades like 20% of the time, you know what I mean? Like have these zones where you want to trade and then have zones where you're like, okay, I don't really give a shit. I don't care what happens here. People have this incorrect mentality that they have to be in trades all the time. It's like I say to you guys all the time. You hear me commentate and you watch my stream and you guys think that I'm constantly trading. I've said it many times. I don't trade that much. I trade like 2 to 4 times a day. So vast majority of the time that I'm commentating, I'm not trading, right? I'm not taking a trade on every little thing that I say. I'm just commentating on what's happening. Now I might be in a trade already. I might be commentating on like how I'm managing the trade. Like I'll say keep an eye on VWAP if that's a target. I'll say like keep an eye on the 24 here if that's like an idea for when we're trailing out of the trade. Something like that, right? So I might already be in a trade. But I'm not like every single time I say something, I'm pressing the trade button. Like I said, 2 to 4, 3 to 4, maybe 5. It's like a really active day. But I'm not constantly in trades like every minute of the day. That mentality is really bad as a trader. Keep it on VWAP at 604 and 548. This is the daily VWAP. So like right here, if you took the rollover top on NASDAQ, this is a good target. It's not exactly a rollover top on ES, it'd be more of a sweep. If you took the sweep on ES, this would be a good target around VWAP. Hey, Tamer, have a good day, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Scott, have a good day, man. I'll see you tomorrow. No, you never see my P&L or my trades on this screen. I'm not even physically trading on this computer. I'm trading on an iPad, so it wouldn't even be possible for you guys to see my trades. I'm using an iPad as basically like a touchscreen hotkey thing, pretty much. And I'm getting a lot of alerts on Bitcoin today. It is nuking. We set all those alerts the other day, and it has been coming down pretty fast. Sods, I'm guessing you're either really young or you're just dumb. I don't know. You might just want to be spoon-fed a little too much. I'm just going to go ahead and ban you. You can go ahead and watch any of those other million channels on YouTube that spoon-feed people like you. I'm not one of them, bud. I'm not your mommy. I'm not going to put you in a high chair and make airplane noises when I'm feeding you, right? You can figure it out on your own. You're a grown-ass adult. I hope so. You shouldn't be that young watching my content. I don't know why YouTube is pushing my content to people that are below 18. I've noticed that recently with the shorts. I have like 0.5% of viewers below 18. But yeah, you're just not in the mindset to be here, bud. Maybe when you grow up and you trade for a few years, you can come back. All right, what was I saying? Bitcoin. Big alerts on Bitcoin selling off a little bit. Here is that POC, 67.6. If you guys are wondering where this level comes from, it is this massive distribution back in 2024 to 2025. It was actually the bottom damn near to the tick. The bottom on, when was that? February. 60,200, damn near to the dollar. And now we are retesting that distribution. If it stays below that 60,000, that's where those buys start to come in. So for the past like 3 cycles, like 10 years, it's the same idea, right? When it falls like 60 to 80% from the all-time high, that's where those big long-term buys start coming in. That's kind of around like 50,000, I'd say like 55 down to like 40. That is where you want to be buying long-term. If you're looking for like a 3-year hold or like actual long-term. I'm not talking like 6 months. I'm talking years. Like hold for a minimum of like 2 to 3 years. Was it actually a kid? Probably not. But if they act like that, they usually have a kid mentality. They're not mature enough to be hanging out in the stream, so I just typically ban them. I, for one, would love to hear your airplane noises, yeah. Yeah, like I said, if you guys have been here a long time, like probably longer than, what, 3 years, this is back when I used to do it more. I used to show my trades all the time. Like back when I started streaming on Twitch and we were trading crypto, we were trading options at the beginning, stocks. For like the first like 5 years, we were showing our trades pretty much every day. I had like weekly reports in Discord, the whole 9 yards, like literally everything. Bouncing off VWeb, by the way. But I slowly just started to realize that it just invites the wrong crowd. I don't want to deal with that crowd, people like him. I do not want to deal with that on a daily basis. Hold on 1 second. What is going on with my chart here? Sorry, 1 second. TradingView has a misprint and it's like breaking my chart. All right, I guess that chart is sauced for the day. Yeah, it's a misprint. TradingView does that all the time. Well, not all the time, but it's fairly common. That's not a real trade. It's just a misprint. Hey guys, see, it hit my level to the tick. I'm a genius. I knew exactly where that flash crash was going. I should make a YouTube video. I should make a short. Guys, I called the flash crash. It only blew through like 20 of my levels, but I called it. But yeah, this happens a lot, guys. This happens on TradingView. It's usually a thing on crypto. It's just a misprint. Nobody's actually trading that. It's really annoying, though, because it does mess your charts up. Yeah, it's messing the volume profile up as well. Yeah, the shorts were right the whole time. Oh yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, like I said, the first 5 years of streaming, I was showing all my trades. I was doing like daily reports. After COVID invited a lot of people that we really didn't want in the Discord and like people in the community. Obviously, a lot of people we do like even Sean. I think Sean came from COVID. I recognize your name in chat for now. There's probably a couple other people in chat as well that came around that COVID time. So obviously there are people that we did like, but invited a lot of people we didn't like and people we didn't want to be around the group. That was a big reason. Another reason is I just don't like doing it personally. It negatively affects my trading. A great example, and I really don't like talking about this because you guys know I hate making excuses. I hate people that do not take accountability for their trading. But a great example recently is the Intel trade. It was one of our most recent trades that I talked about in Discord. And that trade was something that I was wanting to hold on to. I wanted to hold on to that for a pretty long time. But it started coming back a bit, and I closed it. In the back of my head, I was like, I didn't want to look bad in the Discord, right? I didn't want to look bad in the stream, in the community, because I was talking about this Intel trade from the bottom, from like 20. And then we sold it around like 30. So it was still a fantastic trade. We still made like 50% in like a month. Not even a month. I think it was like a couple of weeks. So massively fantastic trade. But that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. When I feel this outside pressure to perform for the Discord or for the stream, and it's negatively impacting my decisions as a trader, I just don't need to do that. It's a really simple fix. And then look at Intel now. Intel went to 150 or whatever. We could have 7x our money, right? Yeah, like I said, I don't want to make excuses. I made the decision to close it, but that's a good example of what I'm talking about. I don't like having these outside forces impacting my trading. Sometimes I have to make dumb decisions, right? Sometimes I have to take a little bit more risk than I would want to. Sometimes I do things that I all the time tell you guys not to do. It's just human nature, right? Like sometimes I just gotta break the norm and do things kind of outside of my wheelhouse. But if I was doing that on stream or in Discord, people would be following that as like the law. Something they should be doing every single time. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of outside bullshit that I don't want to deal with. It is a super easy fix, and the easy fix is streaming the way that I do. And if you don't like it, it's a super easy fix for you as well. You can press that X button and watch somebody else. My biggest fumble? No, definitely not. My biggest fumbles are probably back in the crypto days. Closing things for a decent profit, but then like a week later, they're up like 100, 300, 400x, right? One of the funniest ones is if you guys are like absolute OGs on the stream, if you were watching like the very first year I was streaming, I used to massively preach a coin called Mana. And Mana was like a virtual reality coin. And I was like one of the only people talking about this dog shit coin. Like nobody cared about it. And I was pretty heavily invested into it at one point. And it did really well. And I made a good chunk of profit on that. But if I would have just held for like a year or two, like long term, it's absolutely skyrocketed. Like, yeah, Decentraland, exactly. It absolutely skyrocketed. Like generational wealth type of move. So that's probably one of my biggest fumbles. But all of my fumbles are like, I made a decent amount of money, but then I could have just made way more. Sometimes you just gotta turn your brain off and hold things, right? That's the current market we're in. What's funny is I banned that guy so fast I didn't even read his messages. Let me go check what he said. He said, I never had someone say I can't explain, go watch my videos. He's just trying to sell you. He caught me, guys. I have one of the largest free databases of trading content on the internet because I'm trying to sell you guys shit. I'm caught. Yeah, Flory, it's not like all about money, right? Like, even if I made like well, I mean, if I made like an insane amount of money on trading, I'd probably just stop. But I enjoy trading to a certain extent. Like it is a job for me that like I actively like doing. It utilizes my brain, right? Like it tests me on a daily basis. So there's not like a number that if I hit this number, I'm just done trading. I enjoy trading, right? As long as it's still consistent, I'll keep doing it. And as long as I'm doing that, I'll probably still be streaming, right? Just depends on how many idiots I get on a daily basis in chat, right? It might get to a point where the stream gets too big and it just becomes a nightmare to deal with. But I've curated a pretty damn good community. You guys are pretty awesome. You guys are easy to deal with, right? Yeah, Sam, have a good day. Did he hurt my feelings? Yeah, he got me. He got me good. I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight. The old videos of the pink volume profile, I miss that volume profile color scheme, like the pink and gray. I like my old charts. The old charts had a little bit more color. Yeah, Chris, there's a misprint in TradingView. It's breaking the chart. Typically, they resolve that within a few days, but it's broken for now. My mentor from Chicago is 80 years old and still trades. That's just kind of how it is. Like it's not like exactly a money thing, right? Okay, we're finally up to that level we've been waiting on. Here is the value high of yesterday. Yeah, GT, I think the old style of crypto, like the why is this broken here? I think the old style of crypto. Sorry, this is throwing me off. Is that because it's all-time high, maybe? I don't think that's all-time high. I'm not sure why that's broken. The old style of crypto is kind of dead. Like the old style of let me just throw like $1,000 at something and then I might make generational wealth on it. I think that style is definitely dead. There's like little subsets of crypto, like the NFTs and like the meme coins and all that stuff that are still kind of like that, where you might get lucky. But yeah, most of that is dead. You can't just like throw a little bit of money at it and hope to make generational money. Yeah, I might need therapy, yeah. Oh, I go easy on these guys nowadays. Like I said, if you guys watched my stream in the beginning, we were a lot more degenerate, not as I didn't hold back as much. There's one thing about the internet you have to remember is these idiots don't know you personally, so you can't take shit they say personally, right? And the other one is don't attribute to malice what you can attribute to stupidity, right? There's a lot of both, yeah. Yeah, MicroStrategy selling Bitcoin recently to pay dividends, yep. Keep an eye on the tail going down to 15. There are single prints if we close like that in 12 minutes. Very aggressive move. Staying above the 80 MA here. Mostly on ES, not as aggressive on NASDAQ. Okay, finally, we are hitting that value high of yesterday. So we are finishing that retrace, or rotation, I guess you would say. So we tried to find lower value, started a rotation, failed to rotate, started a rotation again, and now we finished the rotation. So now if we're just stuck in the rotation of yesterday, it's going to stay below basically like 625, that upper node. And we're going to rotate back down to 588. But if it stays above 625, then obviously we're finding higher value, right? That's what we're looking for here. Okay, sorry. I was talking to my Addis rep, and they were saying that they probably can't do a promo code for that video. So if you guys are waiting on purchasing Addis, I might be able to get you guys a code on our next video, which will probably be next week. So I'm going to make it this weekend, and then I'm going to put it out probably on like Wednesday. Next Wednesday, obviously. But probably about a week from now. Staying above the ADMA here is still very aggressive. This is the newest version, Lubomir. I believe. Let me double check. I'm on the latest version. So you can choose between like latest, beta, and stable, I believe. And I use the latest. It is 8.013387. The last three digits are 387. Single print's going down to 15 in the next couple of minutes. Misprint is like a data thing. Like it read an order incorrectly usually. So like an order came in, their system read it incorrectly. It put it in the chart like it actually traded, but it didn't actually trade. So far, not seeing the sell pressure here. You need to see sell pressure from like 25 to 20 here if it wants to stay in rotation. If you don't see that sell pressure, you're not rotating anymore. Yeah, so funny enough, we were just talking about this, I think it was yesterday. The different shapes, there's the single prints, by the way. The different shapes and how they can be bullish or bearish. So this would be a lowercase b that is not bearish because the tail is made second. So you started out as a D shape and then you broke into an upper tail. So it's a bullish lowercase b. It's not even really a lowercase b, it's more so a D-shaped breakout. You always got to think about, and this is why people use market profile, right? Because they can see where it started and how it transitioned, like where it's going. So you started out down here on the A session, and now we're up here on the D session. So very clearly, this is the start, this is the secondary move. But if you just looked at volume profile, you'd be like, oh, that's a lowercase b, it's bearish. But it's not bearish because the tail is secondary. If the tail is secondary on a lowercase b, it's bullish. So inverse what it should be. If the tail is secondary on a P shape, it's bearish. Once again, inverse what it should be. Yeah, a normal P shape, the tail is already formed because the impulse up is forming that tail. And then the node at the top forms secondary. It's kind of like a bull flag almost. Impulse, node. Same thing with the lowercase b, impulse, node. But if you build the node first, it's not the same. Did they correct the misprint? I probably have to refresh my chart. They did, awesome. Okay, so if you refresh your chart, it's fixed. Yeah, here we go. So it's fixed. This is what I mean. It's not a real trade. If it was a real trade, it would still be here. They've actually gotten really good at that because those misprints used to be there for days. They've gotten very good at fixing that. Filling in a couple of these single prints here. Keep an eye on 15. You would have to lose that 24. You know, I'm going to jinx it, but we haven't had an Iran headline today. Right as I say that, I look over and see a headline from Rubio, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a Trump or from Israel or from Iran. We haven't had a big one. We haven't had a big one yet. Protecting that 24, not filling in the single prints, that's typically a sign that it's very strong on the buy side here. You can see the market pressure indicator here, very bullish. It does a good job showing you like these fast moves, like how strong that pressure is. Delta's very good on the buy side as well. There are a ton of headlines coming out from the Bank of England right now. Not sure if it's related to the move, but possibly. Hey, Ken, I will be making a new video this weekend going over all the new stuff. So I'll go over all my new settings, new widgets. I'm going to try to go over the heat map, but I got to play around with the settings. Because right now they have a couple of bugs that are kind of crashing the map, the heat map. So if I can get the crashes fixed, I'll go over that as well. Yeah, I spoke to Addis. We'll do like a giveaway, or not a giveaway. We'll do a promo code for that video as well. So I'll make it this weekend, and then it will come out probably like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. I'll post this template in Discord later today because I think I'm done messing with my settings for now. Hey, Chebby, have a good day, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, that's why this isn't a normal B shape, right? Like I was saying, this isn't technically a lowercase b. This is more of a D shape breakout. It's breaking into kind of a trend day. Oh, is that what it is, Tom? It's like you got to keep recreating it. So I'm going to try to lower the refresh rate a lot and see if that helps. You can change the refresh rate of it in the settings on your dashboard. He said they're working on. They know about the bugs and they're working on them currently. So possibly in the next update or so. I don't even have level 2 data, so I can't really showcase the heat map for what it truly is. Mine's only showing like the bubbles. But I might buy the level 2 data just so I can showcase it. We used to use heat map a lot back in Quant Tower days, back in the crypto days. I don't use it too much on the equities because it's very spoof heavy. It's a lot of fake levels. Same thing in crypto. I think one of the funniest things, and I might be able to show it if I get my level 2 data. One of the funniest things you can see with heat maps is if you look very closely, you can see where they are putting their volatility bands. So you can see where their bots are trading their volatility bands because it is literally drawing a band around the price on the heat map. You can see their lines drawing on the heat map and it will move. It will move perfectly, like within 2 ATR, 3 ATR, something like that, of the current price. Yeah, I saw that. That's one thing I wanted to play with, was their 3D visualization. That looked really cool. That did look really cool. I like that. So the other tool that I was looking at is, where is it here? This one here. So you can draw like zigzags. And it will build the profiles. Oh, and I just messed it up. And it will build the profiles for you from that zigzag. That's really cool. So this is something I've already been doing on my TradingView charts, but I do it manually. So this does it for you. So what are these boxes here? I'm assuming it's like volume, delta. I'm not sure where to see that on here. But yeah, that's really cool. Oh, here we go. So it's speed, volume, delta, and density. Not sure what density is. Volume per tick, maybe? Yeah, I think it's volume per tick, I'm guessing. But yeah, super cool. We'll be using that more on like a long-term aspect, not so much for day trading. You could do it for day trading as well. You could do it on like a 30-minute chart. Or sorry, not a 30-minute chart, a 5-minute chart. Wouldn't really work on today, unfortunately. Today's not a very trendy day. Yeah, it doesn't show you much today. Just kind of overlapping. Okay, right now we just have an absorption going on. They're trying to push higher, but it is being absorbed around 30. We'll see if they can stay above that. They're doing a fantastic job staying above these EMAs since we bounced off VWAP. You had a very strong VWAP bounce at around 10:30, and this has basically just been one giant VWAP trade since then. No, I haven't looked at other platforms. I have no intention of leaving Addis anytime soon, especially when they're doing updates like this. All of the new widgets and like that drawing tool showing the new heat map, it's all really, really good. So they keep doing updates like that, and I'm going to be sticking around. Gotcha, Tom. Yeah, I'll take a look at the settings. I'm gonna play with it off stream today and see if I can get it to stop crashing. No, I have not tried AdSX. I'm not a big beta tester. I don't like trying like beta platforms. I heard it's actually getting really good though. I'll probably give it a try in probably a few months or so. Let them cook a little bit. It's like a ticking time bomb. How we haven't had a major headline today. Trying to break through the absorption here. It's actually turning into a very strong node at 29. If it stays above that, you're just continuing this trend. Very good liquidity so far this month. You can see on the liquidity here. It's been very high. Like 40, 50 on average, even like 60, 70. Which is pretty crazy because we're trading all-time high, right? Damn, my allergies are kicking my ass. Oh, I had a lot of people asking about how to fix that bug about the, it's not a bug, but like the distance between your profile and your TPO. It's a really easy fix. It is the, if you go into the indicator setting, it is the auto proportion. Just turn that off. Once you turn that off, you can scale it however you want, basically. Yeah, Mal, so that's kind of what we started out today thinking. We started out today thinking that yesterday was a look above and fail, which it was, right? You tried to find higher value, did not like it. Tried to find higher value, did not like it. So if we do that same thing today, try to find higher value and then close down here, it's definitely looking pretty weak. That's why it's very important to see how we react to this upper area here. Can it actually stay above like 25 to 30? Look at that liquidity, man. You have insane liquidity in June. Yeah, weirdly enough, we actually don't even have high volume. Today is actually very low volume. So we have very good liquidity, but volume is low. Pretty strange. Little micro pullback here. So keep an eye on that candle staying below 21 or staying above 32. Everything in between, don't really care about unless you're trading a very small rotation. That's not too bad, actually. It's like a 10-point rotation. How do I see the liquidity? It's right here. That's your ask liquidity and your bid liquidity. So same exact way I was watching it on the DOM, it's just a lot bigger and a lot easier to see now. Pretty much all of these tools are just bigger versions of things we've already been looking at. So this market pressure is the same thing as like this bar right here, the red and green bar. This price change is like the same as the speed of the tape. Not exactly the same. It's a little bit faster. And then the delta is basically the same as this delta here. The only new thing is like this. And this is just reading the tape, but reading it a lot faster. You don't see anything if it's high or low. You just have to remember what the average is. So like recently, over the last few weeks, it's been like 30 to 40 has been basically the average. And today we're trading like 50 to 80 on most of the nodes. Like even right there, 100. But all right, guys, we're going to start winding the stream down here. We're at 65 likes. If you guys can get that to 100, we'll do an Apex account giveaway. If you guys are heading out, I appreciate you being here. I will be streaming tomorrow, same time as always. I will be streaming in the Discord for the rest of the day as well. Today is the final day, I believe, for that 90% off on Apex. You can use code BREW. And also, speaking of that, today is your absolute last day. I will be pulling this raffle later today after the market close. So if you have not sent me your raffle tickets, any accounts you purchased using code BREW in May, send those to that email. Any 50K accounts, 100K accounts, 150s, even the old ones, the 250s, 300s, whatever they are, just send them my way. And I will give you tickets depending on how big the account is. I just need to be able to see the account size, the date you purchased it, and the invoice number. I will be pulling Discord access and tutoring access as well. And that will be after the close today. So have them sent by 4 p.m. Eastern. We need a few more likes to do that giveaway. If you guys haven't hit the like button, if you guys enjoy the stream, it does help a lot. I appreciate it. Little spike in oil here, maybe a headline. A lot of seller delta at 25, but it is getting stuck there. Still have a couple single prints down to 15. All right, we're at 92 likes. One more push, and we'll do the giveaway. I'll go ahead and get it ready. I expect you guys to get there. If not, I'll let you slide. All right, today we're going to do between 50 and 100. 50 and 100. So pick a number between 50 and 100. Just pick one number. Make sure to press that live button. Make sure you are up to date with no delay. If you have a large delay, you're not going to know if I pull your number. So press that live button. You should not have more than like a 6 to 10 second delay. Buyers coming in pretty aggressively on NASDAQ here. Pick one number between 50 and 100. If you tie with somebody else, don't worry about it. We'll do a tiebreaker. Make sure to have your email ready. I will have to verify your email to send you the code. By the way, this is for an Apex account. I'm going to give you a promo code. You go sign up for any account like you normally would. Put the promo code in, and it should be free. Now, I do not think it's going to work on those accounts that you purchase like the activation fee ahead of time. Now, you can give it a try. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm pretty sure it's only for the regular accounts. I doubt the promo codes are that juiced. All right, I'll give you 30 more seconds. Pick one number between 50 and 100. If I pull your number, just let me know. I'll double check your chat history. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull it. Last number I see is music. Actually, Tony. Good luck, guys. 68. Let me know if you got 68. I don't think I see a 68. If you got it, let me know. Oh, I do see it. Steve. Let me know if you're still here, Steve. You know, I never thought about this. Can I Control F the chat? I don't think Control F works on chat. Let me see. Oh, it does work. Okay, that's so much easier. I did not know I could Control F the chat. All right, Steve, I think you are the only one. Let me double check that you only picked one number here. Yeah, you are good. Okay, here is my email. Man, my eyes are watering, my nose is running. Allergies killing me. Okay, there is my email, Steve. Go ahead and email me with your YouTube name. And I will send you a random number. Just type that number in chat so I know it's you. If you guys are heading out, I appreciate you being here. I will be streaming in Discord the rest of the day. If you're not in Discord, I will be here tomorrow, same time as always. If you guys want to check out Addis, there's a free trial down below. I will be putting out a new video this weekend talking about all the new widgets and the heat map and the new settings. They also said they're going to give me a promo code for that video as well, so be on the lookout for that. That will probably be coming out sometime next week. Yeah, Viking, sorry about that. If you guys sent me an email for the indicator access, my emails are a little bit behind from the raffle. But I will get to that as soon as the raffle is over today. Let me know when you send the email, Steve. I don't see anything yet. You sent it, awesome. Let me take a look. I do not see it. Can you double check the email? Maybe it's just taking a second. Did I type my email right? Giveaway.dejavuetrading@gmail.com. Yeah, that is the right email. Yeah, I don't see it. Double check the email on your side. Typo, gotcha. Yeah, no worries. So right now, guys, we are stuck in a micro pullback candle. These candles happen after very aggressive candles. Think about a P-shaped profile or a lowercase b profile. That's basically what's happening. You have an impulse up, creating the tail, and then you have the node. So when we are inside of the node, you're just rotating. If it holds above it, then obviously we're bullish. If it holds below it, we're bearish. So right now we are just rotating. Couple of bull divs on Delta here, 10-minute, 5-minute. Delta going up, but price is going down. Did you send it, Steve? I'll give you one more minute, and then I'm heading out. Got until 11:45. So I wouldn't call today a poor high just yet, because it has one TPO up there. But if we did close the poor high, it would definitely not be great, because you're just showing weakness. You are constantly showing that we don't really like this upper value. I still don't see it, Steve. Let me double check. Did I send you the right email? Yeah, it's good on my end. All right, Steve, you got 30 more seconds. If not, I'll be here tomorrow. You can come by tomorrow to collect your giveaway. You guys got to be faster with the emails. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, I'm not seeing it for some reason, Steve. It's not in my spam folder either, so I'm not sure what's going on. Your email might be blocking it or something. Or my email might be blocking it, I'm not sure. Oh, you're sending it to the wrong email, Steve. That's why. I don't know why you guys aren't just copy and pasting the email. It should be super easy. But luckily, I have access to this email that you're sending it to. All right, I sent you a random number. Just type that in chat. Yeah, you're sending it to the wrong email. Super easy is actually super hard. Yeah, sometimes the complicated stuff is easier for some reason. I got you, Steve. So next thing you'll see is the promo code. But all right, guys, that is it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you guys are in Discord, I will see you guys there as well. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Keep an eye on that trade plan. We are hitting our first target. The second target would be around the 50s. So 55 to 60. But all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.